Hey guys, today I just want to come in to speak about this very important topic of why it is that relationships fail. You know, a lot of times that, we see the state of relationships these days and how basically about 50, at least 50% of individuals actually the divorce rate is actually about 50%. And if we did our due diligence at the beginning while we're dating, we could cut down on a lot of these relationships failure, right? And I'm just going to kind of outline some of the reasons why relationships fail. You know, at the outset, I want to kind of allow you to recognize that a lot of individuals are, they've been in past relationships where they are broken. They have been hurt, sometimes so badly that they basically give up on relationships, right? But there are some, when you're ready to go back into the dating pool, is what they call it nowadays, then it's important to now start looking at relationships intentionally. Because what we do is, as a society, is that we just jump into relationships. We just without thinking. We it's like, it's so funny because when we're going to buy a car or I'm talking about making big decisions now, and having a relationship with someone is one of the biggest decisions that you can ever make, because it can dictate your happiness, or you could be living in hell. You just have to look at what's happening with Johnny Depp right now, right? To see the importance of how important it is to choose the person that you're going to be in a relationship with, because hopefully, usually when you're in a relationship with someone, if it works out, it's something that both of you are compatible, then you're going to end up marrying that person, and you want to commit for a lifetime, hopefully, right? But nowadays, of course, you notice that a lot of these relationships don't last a lifetime. And the reasons I'm going to kind of outline here, I'm going to go about, I think I have about 5 or 6 reasons that to kind of start you to chew on these things, to really go into relationships in a more intentional way, instead of just like you just slide into it without even knowing. You wonder how you even reach into this relationship, because okay, it's not like you can dictate how you meet the person. That's not what I mean. But once you meet the person and you recognize that this person, you're going to you're developing feelings for this person, then there are certain things that you need to do before you even go looking, or you should really, the first big thing, guys, is for you to heal. You must heal from your past relationships. A lot of individuals, what happens is that they see huge red flags, huge red flags. The person is always talking about their past partner, or the person, one partner at least is talking about their past partner. They can't stop talking about their past partner when they're on a date with them. Oops. Sorry about that. And so a lot of times, these red flags come up, but you just kind of dismiss them. And so if you're intentional when you're dating, you want to make sure that you notice everything. You're going to enjoy yourself while you're dating, and, being as spontaneous as possible. But you should also have your logical brain working, so that you actually sift through the data and information that you're getting from this person, the things that they say, the way that they act. How are these things in alignment with who you are and who you would want to be with? You have to look at their values and the things that they say. If you're someone who does not curse a lot of bad words or stuff like that, and this person is just rattling off bad words left, right, and center, and just being disrespectful, in your presence and around anybody else, then this is not someone you should probably move along, move forward with, right? The next thing is, not only, even if they're not disrespectful to you, but they're disrespectful to others, that's a big red flag too, guys. You have to notice these things, and don't think that you are like, but they weren't respectful to me, because later on, guys, that disrespect is going to be focused onto you, because that's just who that person is, right? The next thing is, I mentioned that these individuals did not, if you don't take time to heal, it is going to be a problem, because what you're going to do, what you're going to be doing is bringing in that, whatever it is that hurt you in that past relationship, you're going to bring it into the next new relationship. And either you're going to look at your new partner through the lens of the person that hurt you, and give that, almost like, blaming them, almost this new person who has nothing to do with your past relationship, but now you're carrying all that baggage with you and almost like dumping it on them, which is very unfair. And the next thing that will happen with that, if you don't heal, is that you're either going to now expect this person to be the person to heal you. You have to work on yourself before you go into a new relationship, because then you're carrying all of this baggage and you're now expecting this person to fix you. That is too much burden for anybody else to bear, to soothe you and to love you back into wholeness. Yes, they should love you, but you should take the time to heal and become whole before you get into a new relationship, because then you're carrying all that baggage from your past relationship into a new relationship, which is very unfair to your new partner. The next thing is that you didn't take the time to heal. So of course you didn't take the time to really have a kind of a introspective look at what the relationship was, and if this was a relationship that maybe there were red flags before, or things that happened earlier in the relationship that you just kind of ignored. And so now going into a new relationship, if you take the time to heal and kind of just look at that past relationship, you should see signs that you missed, and you should use that past relationship as a learning experience. Don't go carrying all that pain and that guilt forward into your next relationship. Use this all of your past relationship, guys, if you have not used them as a learning experience to learn something from. What did you learn from that past relationship? Well, maybe I should just be more deliberate in looking for the red flags, right? And really paying attention to those things, instead of just going la-di-da-di-da, everything is fine, this is, I'm in love, and all of that craziness. That does not work. So hopefully you can learn, you can look at your past relationship and say, okay, I did learn something from it. What did I learn from it? Now I know not to repeat it into any future relationships. Each of your past relationships should be a lesson. Life is really a lesson, guys. It's made up of multiple lessons, and if we don't learn the lessons that each of those challenges or situations brought to us, we're just going to keep on repeating them over and over again until we pass the exam. That's basically it. Until we pass the exam. So do you want to keep repeating all of those pain and all of the stuff over and over again? I think not. So if you don't learn from it, and that takes time, right? You have to look now and say, okay, what did I miss in that past relationship? This person, I would see that they smoked, or I suspected that they smoked, but they never really smoked in front of me. But should I have kind of either asked them, or at least paid attention more to see if this is somebody who smoked, and this is not something I could deal with I don't want in my partnership. Now these things are very important. They look very like they don't matter. They look very small, like it would be something that does not matter. But if you're someone who is looking out for your health, and somebody's smoking, or they're on drugs or something like this, all of these things, you have to pay attention to those things, because otherwise you're going to be in a relationship with this individual, and all of the things, when you're a couple, everything that they do is going to affect you, right? Everything that they do is going to affect you, and everything that you do is going to affect them. You're now together as a couple, and one person is going to reflect on the other, right? Their behavior. So you have to be very careful of the person that you join yourself with. All right, guys. if this person drank a lot, okay, is this a normal thing? I mean, is this a normal drinking, or is this like really excessive? You have to pay attention to those things, because what happens is that you now ignore it and you go into this relationship expecting them to change. This is what I don't understand. A lot of individuals, you see the evidence right there in the dating process, right? And you go into the relationship expecting that after you get married, this person is going to change magically. It never happens, guys. It actually gets worse, because guess what? Now there's familiarity. Now there's, I've gotten this person, whatever it might be. And then people will just show who they really are, right? You saw glimpses of it before, but you ignored it. You ignored it, or you believe that somehow, they love you so much, they will change it. It does not work that way. So the next thing is that you move too fast. And of course, this is going to be a kind of an overarching thing for a lot of things, because if you slow things down in the beginning of your dating process, and I mean slowing it down, meaning that you don't jump into an emotional connection. You try not to get too emotional. You don't get into there, and next thing you're in bed with this person, and then you're living with this person, and in a matter of months of knowing this person, you don't know the person. This person is a stranger. You met this person is a stranger. It takes time to know someone, to see how they operate in groups, with your family members, with their friends. Learn who their friends are, right? Because a lot of people get married and then they finally meet the friends, and the friends are like some drug addict or whatever it is, and just totally outside of what they were looking for, and not recognizing that these friends are going to have great influence. Or maybe these friends are all single men and they just go around, or single women, and all they do is go around looking, partying and all that kind of stuff. And they also, of course, they're going to expect him to continue doing that, because that's the influence that your partner has, right? So these are things that you just have to pay attention to, and will minimize will increase the success of your marriage, on your relationship, if you take these things and really pay attention to them, right? The next thing is, have the tendency to have unrealistic expectations for a marriage. As I was mentioning earlier, a lot of individuals, most of us, when we're buying something, or we're making big decisions of a purchase, purchasing a home, moving somewhere, or buying a car, any kind of big ticket item. And believe me, guys, relationships are big ticket items, right? So people are buying homes, they're doing all this kind of research on these things. They're taking their time and making sure they make the right decision. Can they afford it? Can they, how much, money is it going to cost to run the home? Where is the neighborhood good? All of these things are similar with what you should be doing in when you find a partner, when you are dating, right? These are things that you have to look. Is this person, are their values similar? Different things like that. Is this person financially, are they going to spend all their money and live in debt? That kind of thing, right? Are you able to afford where you want to live? All of those things are important to find out while you're in the dating process, before you get too emotionally connected to this person, right? And some people get married to individuals who, of course, is almost like a fail. It's failed before it even started, right? So as much as the amount of research you do, and taking the time to do the research to make those big decisions in life, guys, you should be making, because relationships are one of the biggest, if not the biggest decision you can make, right? The biggest decision you can make for your future happiness, and success. And you have to check and see, is this a person that you'd want to be the mother of your children, the father of your children? Do they even want children? These are questions you need to answer. Otherwise, you go into a marriage and now you realize, oh, this person didn't want to have children. And no, is either you're going to have to suck it up, or you're going to have to break up, right? And so to really kind of make sure you don't have to be dealing with this kind of things when you're deep into a relationship. Take your time early on to really find these things out. The unrealistic expectations that I mentioned before is remember that no matter how much you love someone, no matter how much you love someone, guys, this is not a fairy tale. This is real life. No matter how much you love someone, there's going to be disagreements. There's going to be challenges in your relationship. There's going to be challenges. And if you don't expect that there are going to be challenges and prepare on how you're going to work out these challenges when they come, you're going to be in for a big surprise, right? Because there's going to be challenges. There are going to be times you're going to be buying a home, and you have to all come together and compromise on the needs of what the family want. And you're not now just thinking about yourself. When you're single, you think about just yourself. Now you're either married or you're in a committed relationship, right? And you're making big decisions that you will need to be able to compromise on. Right? You need to be able to compromise on that, because everybody's not going to get everything that they want, right? So both of you will need to be able to compromise, learn the art of compromise in relationships. All right. The next thing is communication is a big thing, guys. A big thing. A lot of relationships are destroyed by toxic communication. You speak to your partner like they're like nothing, like a dog. Like you don't even speak to your dog like that. Nowadays, dogs are like, people treat their dogs sometimes better than human beings, which is, something else. But that's another story. But yes, you speak to your partner like this, in a disrespectful manner. You cut them off, you negate their feelings or their opinions, and you shout and you, all of those kind of things. You have to learn to communicate, or you don't answer them, or you walk away and you stonewall them and ignore them when they talk to you. You don't respond. All of those things are toxic ways of communicating. So you have to learn to communicate with your partner for a peaceful relationship and a healthy relationship, right? Because if you cannot speak to your partner in a way that makes them feel good, or be respectful to your partner, that's going to cause problems in your relationship. I mentioned the art of compromise. So guys, I hope that those are some things that you can basically just take to heart when you are going into a new relationship, recognizing that relationships take time. They take, the things that you did in the early part of your relationship they're going to be the things that you have to continue doing when you're in a committed relationship to keep it healthy. Your grass, if you have a lawn and you don't keep watering it, fertilizing it, and doing all the things to keep it healthy and looking good, those are the same things you have to do when you're in a relationship. You have to keep watering that relationship, really, focusing on keeping it healthy by watering it, by giving the love, the attention, the compromise, whatever it needs to be a healthy relationship. So guys, I hope that helps in some way. If it does help, please like and share my video. That's very important. It helps my video to be shown to more people with the algorithm. And so I hope you have a great rest of the day and take care of yourself. Let me see, where do I turn this thing off now? Okay guys, take care. Bye.